Today on the channel from DC McFarlane Toys, we've got Bane, we got Sonar Joker, and we got the Joker Bank Robber.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys Batman unboxing and review. And from the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises, we've got the Joker Bank Robber, we got Bane, and we've got Joker Sonar Edition. But for all your DC McFarlane needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10% on all in-stock items, and anything over $79 does ship free. Got to get a deal out there. And these three I picked up in person at San Diego Comic-Con from the DC booth out there. Definitely was waiting for some other things. I just added these onto my total, which these are going to be around. These are not convention exclusives. These are gold label exclusives though, so we'll see where they all end up going, where you can find them. Of course, I think they went up on the McFarlane Toys website for order as well. But definitely three very cool characters, and since I was already waiting in line for Batman, I said, oh, I'll add the Superman, and I'll add these three to my purchase, and that's exactly what I did. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging, we're going to talk about it, we're going to unbox it, we're going to talk about it, we're going to see where it goes from there. We got some reuse, some new stuff, and a little bit of this, a little bit of that with this wave right here, these three pack of figures here. But we're going to start off with Bane here. We're going to go to the Dark Knight Rises. Now, we did get a Bane Build-A-Figure, which we unboxed on the channel, and we'll compare that one to this one. But this is the one pretty much everybody wanted. So, kind of McFarlane, we see his patterns. He releases things, and then he releases maybe a little bit better version down the road. That's exactly what I think we get with this Bane, as I do think this is maybe the superior version, but we'll see. We'll find out. We'll see what all the fuss is about here in a minute. But let's look at the packaging first. At the gold label exclusive there, right there, Dark Knight Rises, Bane, blue background, big bubble window, looking really nice, 22 points of articulation. Of course, McFarlane Toys, what's it say, 12 and up? Yep, 12 and up on this one. Bane Trench Coat Edition. You know if somebody's wearing a trench coat, they're up to no good. They're up to something. There's no doubt about it. On the side, you got Bane, DC Multiverse. And then on the back, a little glamour shot of old Bane looking awfully stoic right there. And then you get the Dark Knight Rises logo down at the bottom. See what's going on, see what all the fuss is about. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me here? So there's no stand and there's no card. I guess has that happened before with DC Multiverse? I am running it through my head. I can't think of a time. But here we are. No card, no nothing, no blurb. See you later. What are we doing? What are we doing, McFarlane? There it is. Plastic Prison looking good here. And man, he's buckled in all over the place because, well, why not? Let's buckle him in everywhere. At the shoulders, at the legs, at the waist, at the arms. They don't want Bane going anywhere, and I guess it makes sense. You don't need Bane getting out on the loose. There's nothing worse for Gotham City if Bane's on the loose. Pull him out here. There it is. Twist tie. See you later. Goodbye, and oh my gosh, right off the bat, man, this feels really cool. This is a very nice material on this trench coat. I guess, obviously, that took a lot of the budget for this figure, I'd imagine, is this coat. So they had to say, okay, let's skip the card. Let's skip the stand for him. Just wild not to get a card in a stand, but here we are. But it is Bane, there's no doubt about it. Definitely a cool deluxe coat here. I mean, this feels like a real coat. This feels like a suede leather type coat kind of thing. Definitely something, you know, your mom might have had in the closet back in the 80s. Who knows? But definitely has that feel. And then you got the fluffiness on the interior line up into the collar. Absolute next level. This is probably one of the best regular modern releases. I'm not talking about your Mayfex, your Mezcos, things like that. I'm talking about your, you know, your stuff you can get at Walmarts and Targets of the world. This is one of the best coats I've ever seen in my life as far as action figures go. So kudos to the McFarlane team on this jacket. Very, very nice. Definitely looks very realistic. Definitely feels very realistic. I'm here for it all day long. Now we do get Bane, and there is some Bane differences from the regular edition of Bane, of course. With the head, looks like Bane, baldness throughout, got that big old mask going on. You can just hear his voice. Whether you like the voice or not, it'll never leave you. Kind of like Christian Bale's Batman voice. It's always going to be there for you, I guess. But but definitely looks good. He does got the kind of vest, the tactical vest going on there with the pockets and the straps and all that, kind of a green color against brown. Got the brownish, blackish, grayish pants. I don't know, gray. I guess we'll call them a dark gray. Black boots going on, the combat boots going on there. Of course, very similar to the Build-A-Figure we got in the past. It's basically a repaint of this Build-A-Figure. Gotta get the most out of your molds. We know how that goes. Everything seems to be the same. Different hands, though. I'm here for that. At least they mix the hands up. But the vest is the same, just different color. Head looks to be the same as well. Boots, pants, everything is the same that we got. Nah, you know how it goes. Gotta get the most out of your molds. But they gave us a little bit different color. They gave us, of course, the jacket. The jacket's got to be removable. I'm sure it's fairly easy to remove. I would think. Can I get it off? Those big old hands are tough to get through the coat. It'll be one of those things that'll never go back on again. No, I don't think that'll be the case, but there we go. And come on. A little harder to get off than I'd like it to be, but it was all right. It gets off, and we'll put it back on. Of course, we'll have glamour shots, but you take that jacket off, you're basically looking at the same Bane figure. Not a ton of difference. I did say, you know, the hands are different. You do got some of that, and I think this Bane came with multiple hands, so it's probably the same hands in the grand scheme of things as well. But definitely interesting there. But yeah, I can see people saying, hey, I already got Bane, I don't need it. Basically here, you're buying it for the trench coat. But to me, that is going to be the preferred look of the two, at least in my book. So the trench coat, it's all about the trench coat at the end of the day. So there you go. That is Bane. Not a bad figure. I guess I can walk through the articulation. Articulation can be the same for all these guys. Arms go all the way around. You do get some of that butterfly there. You do, of course, get the bicep cut. Double jointed elbows, hands, oh my gosh, tight, back and forth, side to side, head all the way around, up and down for Bane. Being just a plain head with no hair, it gets a lot of movement. Waist articulation all over the place. Big old splits for Bane if he needs to. Double jointed knees, very, very tight. Then the ankles, back and forth, side to side. Then, of course, the McFarlane toe articulation. You gotta have that toe articulation. If you don't have that, what do you got? What do you got at the end of the day? So there it is. There's old Bane, the trench coat edition. Really, you're paying for the trench coat, but gotta admit, a very good trench coat. I like what I see out of that one there. So now we're going to turn our attention to the Joker Sonar Vision from the Dark Knight trilogy, of course, like all these are. Gold label at the top. 12 and up, 22 points articulation, all that fun stuff. I love a good translucent figure. This is a very easy repaint, I believe, for the most part, but it is in translucent plastic, so that always looks pretty cool. We got Joker on the side looking nice. Joker Sonar Vision, it says there on the side. And on the back, there he is, looking all translucent. And it's crazy. I've seen all these Batman movies. I saw them all once. Most movies I watch once. There's so much media and so much stuff I want to consume. I rarely have a chance to ever go back and watch something a second time. It's got to really be just something that inspires me in life to watch it multiple times. Can't say the Batman movies did that, but I enjoyed them, and like a lot of things, I enjoyed it for that one viewing. I just never had time to go back and watch them multiple times like some people can do, and you do what you want with your time. There you go. See you later. Goodbye. We do get the stand. We do get the card with this one, so we're getting back on track here. Back on track is what we're getting, but we're not getting back on track on the unboxing. We got Kyle and his rookie unboxings going on. See you later. Goodbye. Now we got to try to fish this card out without just absolutely destroying it, but we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. Can we get crazy with the razor blade? Can we do this? Can we figure this out? Can we be smarter than the packaging? Sometimes we wonder. Sometimes we wonder. There's no doubt about it. But we're going to get this card out. There it is. See you later. Goodbye. All right, Joker Sonar Vision. Real name unknown. No name strikes terror into the heart of Gotham City's citizens quite like the Joker. In a city overrun with larger-than-life criminals, the always-laughing villain stands alone. A complete psychopath with no moral compass whatsoever. The Joker, whose real name and identity remain completely unknown, is characterized by his chalk-white skin, green hair, and permanent rictus grin stretched across his face. But there isn't a single thing funny about this particular clown, who only finds humor in the suffering of others. Oh, hard times, hard times. There he is, old Sonar style right there. We're going to cut him out of the package. He's locked in at the feet. He's locked in at the arms. They're keeping all these bad guys on the lockdown. It makes sense, though. They're dangerous. They're a dangerous bunch, as we do know. And we're locked in at the waist for this one, too. Some people like translucent figures. Some people don't, like most things, I guess. But I definitely always liked a good translucent figure. I always thought they looked pretty cool. Always looked cool on a shelf. See you later. Goodbye. And that one feels the same way here. So very cool feeling figure. I love how the jacket, the plastic feels with the translucent kind of jacket on this one. Definitely feels interesting. Got almost a winter wonderland feel to it. Almost looks like the Joker if he was on a Christmas display. If you're going in your car, one of those light displays, you drive your car through and you see the lights, and oh my gosh, kids love it, and you're just like, how can I get through this faster? But it kind of reminds me of that. It's like one of he'd be like on display there or something. It's like he's frozen solid in ice or something. Or maybe you could, in your Fig Fed, you're a player out there, you're playing with this. The Joker got froze. He got froze in Antarctica, and somebody needs to thaw him and bring him back to life. I mean, it feels like that. It also feels kind of like a ghost. It's the ghost of Joker ready to haunt you all. It kind of feels that as well. And then, of course, it feels like Sonar vision, of course, like from the movie there. But a lot of reuse from some of the Jokers. We've unboxed a few Jokers recently on the channel. We'll do some comparisons here in a second here. But blue translucent, kind of frosted over plastic throughout. Looks really, really nice. I really like the looks of this thing. Definitely looks like Joker. Definitely feels different like the way I explained it here. Articulation, head, of course, side to side, up and down. Arms go all the way around. Bicep cut. Double jointed elbow. You can really see those pins through the translucent plastic though. And then the very clear hands going on. Waist articulation, a little bit loose in the waist. I would say he's a little frog-legged. Almost reminds me of a TNA Jax figure back in the day in the deluxe Impact style figures. You can do those big old Joker splits if you need to. You get the double jointed knees. Almost looks like you got a knee pad on there as well. Looks a little interesting. Very tight knees. Ankles back, forth, side to side. And then, of course, the McFarlane toe articulation we're so accustomed to. And we know he's going to fit on a McFarlane stand. I mean, he's got to, right? He's got to fit on that stand. But maybe he won't. Maybe he won't. Oh, my gosh. You got to really work him in there. But he does fit on the stand here. Definitely an interesting looking figure. Now, translucent plastic figures over the years have become brittle. It'll be interesting to see what happens with this one. Hopefully they've got that all kind of fixed, but we've seen a lot of translucent figures over the years that kind of break or chip away or are a little bit brittle because of the plastic isn't as strong as traditional plastic. I'm by no means a scientist, but we've seen that in the past. We just unboxed this Joker on the channel. It's up on Patreon, and maybe it's on YouTube. You never know. Everything's on Patreon so much earlier than traditional YouTube. But a very similar but different version of the Joker here. A lot of reuse throughout. This looks to be the same figure, just in translucent plastic. The head may be a little bit different in the smile. No, actually, I think it's the same. So I think it is the same. I think it's just the color making it feel different. But no different than the other Jokers. They're going to get the most out of their molds, especially this Heath Ledger mold. So definitely an interesting looking figure. Definitely a cool looking figure. And like I said, if you like translucent figures, you're probably going to be all in on that one. You're probably going to enjoy this figure here. So very cool. 2 repaints that are getting the job done. Not for everybody. One of those things, if you have the older versions, maybe you can pass on. It's up to you. But this one feels a little bit different to me. This is the Joker Bank Robber edition from The Dark Knight, of course. Gold label, 12 and up, 22 points articulation, Batman logos, all that kind of stuff. Bank Robber, The Dark Knight, the Joker, right there. So it is the Joker, or is it a bank robber? It's a bit of an army builder. It's a bit of a choose your own adventure. I like the simplicity of the package right there on the back. I think that does look really cool. Just the mask, just that mask. That looks pretty awesome if you ask me. Let's get him out of the package. See what all the fuss is going on with this old bank robber here. Oh, we're robbing banks. See you later. Goodbye. All right, can I get this out? Can I do this non-rookie style? Can we get it clear? Oh, yeah, back to form. Back to true form here. See you later off the screen. There it goes. The DC stand, of course, got to have those. Off to the races. See you later. Goodbye. And we got the exact same readout on the back, so I'm not going to read this. It seems like the Joker, for these movie ones, they put the same readouts on all of these. And this is the Joker, or is it a bank robber? You choose your own adventure is what we do. But there he is, the old plastic prison. Going to have to free him, too. Going to have to give some snip, cuts going on. Locked in at the waist, locked in at the feet, locked in all over the place here with the old bank robber Joker. There we go. Pop that out. Pop the head. Ooh, we get extra hands with this one. You know me, I love a good extra hand from time to time. So I'm definitely here for that. Unfortunately, this bank robber does not have a weapon of any kind. I really wish he did. See you later. That's the problem with a lot of these DC figures, really all these DC figures. They do not come with weapons. McFarlane does a really good job, though, putting out weapons packs. Weapon accessory pack, Series 1 and Series 2 he's had out. I believe there's a third one coming maybe this fall. So we'll definitely have to pick that up somewhere along the way. But we do get accessories to this one. So we do get hands. We get a trigger hand. We get a fist. And then on him, we got 2 gripping hands. So we got a lot of good hand movement here, especially if you're building an army of these guys. Great to put different hands on each one. I think that is a really cool idea. Now we're going to dive into the heads here on this one. We get the Heath Ledger head once again, so you can really choose your own adventure, as we do say. You can have this as just a generic bank robber guy, or you can make him the Joker. To me, I have enough Jokers. I have a few different Heath Ledger Jokers. I probably won't use this. I'll definitely have these guys. I wouldn't mind getting a couple more of these. This is one of those ones that would be really great at a Walmart or a Target where you could actually army build these fairly easy. We'll see what happens in the future. But out of the package, you got a very old school clown head. Reminds me of something out of the great band Mr. Bungle. Oh, Mr. Bungle, one of the all-time great bands for old Kyle when I was a teenager. Still to this day. Love Mr. Bungle. Got to hang out with Mike Patton and the boys at the Ranch Bowl in Omaha. Shout out to Omaha, Nebraska. Beautiful this time of year. Made the trip out there one time. And I picked up a video game at Toys R Us for Mike Patton. I knew his manager. I think I was 18, maybe 18 at the time, possibly. And I picked up Super Mario Kart or something for Game Boy for Mike Patton. And I got to go backstage. I got to give it. Mike Patton paid me back in cash. It was crazy. Hold on, I got to go find some more money. And we walked around the Ranch Bowl. But I got to meet Mike. Got to take a picture with him. Just a great time. But this mask definitely reminds me of something Mr. Bungle back in the day. Check out Mr. Bungle if you don't know them. But definitely looking really cool. I like what I see here. I like the color on it. Looks very low class, low rent. It's not like a state-of-the-art clown face or anything like that. But that gives it some of its scariness, some of its spookiness as well. Just definitely very cool there. And like I said, the Heath Ledger head we've had before. So this is definitely the go-to money head here. The mask is not removable or anything like that, but you do get some hair on the back. Just a very cool look. Bringing it all back home instead of having a bald head or something. Definitely looks cool there. Then you get a guy in a suit. I mean, it almost looks like a suit you'd grab at the Goodwill or something. Like a little bit baggy on him. It's just a dull gray suit. Kind of an interesting kind of patterned shirt underneath. A little bit disheveled, like the suit doesn't fit him perfectly, but it's a perfect disguise. That's the way you would go if you're doing that. Getting down to some like green color shoes going down here. A little pinstripe action as well. Black gloved hands. Just definitely a plain Jane bank robber is what this looks like. And you got to get this guy a weapon of some kind. I'll have to look into that. Of course, articulation, I'm not going to go through it with this one. We've seen it already with these other guys here, so don't need to walk through all that kind of fun stuff. But I definitely do like the choose your own adventureness of this one. You can have him Joker. You can have him a bank robber. You get extra hands. You can build this guy out as a little bit of an army. I think that is a pretty good way to go to market here. And a very cool figure. And I got to say, this might be my favorite of the three. It's the most plain Jane basic of the three, but I think if you're collecting and you're building out a display, it might be the best looking of the three. I don't know. The translucent one's pretty tough to beat. At the end of the day, you can't go wrong with all three. Look at this weird stance he's got going on this stand here. You really can't go wrong with all three of them, especially this coat on Bane. Very, very nice coat as well. So just a very cool pack here of 3 figures released with the Dark Knight trilogy movies, of course. Not a bad day at the office. It'll be interesting to see if he's get out to some of the other places. Will he go to Entertainment Earth eventually? Big Bad Toy Store, anything like that? I don't think so, but you never do know here. But definitely 3 cool figures. But what say you guys and gals out there in YouTube land? You picking these 3 up? You playing the long game? You passing? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos on Patreon every single day as well as YouTube. Patreon, you get videos like this much earlier. And best of all, you do support the channel as a member of the Patreon. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for the Dark Knight, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.